Hello friendships. I'm just coming out from our hotel, and the boys are already out because they cannot wait for me. They want to have breakfast. So they left me, so I am now leaving, and let's explore what is near our hotel. Look mga friendship, this is how it looks like. This is just right outside our hotel room. That's nice, no? It's a marina deck, and further down there is the beach. I'm wearing my red. It's not a lipstick, it's a tint. I ran out of my pink, so it's now this really red one. Yeah, look at that. And it's going to be a beautiful day again. So again, I'm just holding it with my hand. So this is how it looks like here. I am going to walk further down because the boys are already where this castle wall is. So let's go there. So here it is, mga friendship. So this dock is actually called the Victoria Dock of Caernarvon. Victoria Dock was constructed by the Caernarvon Harbour Trust from 1868 to 1874. So previously, the Slate Quay south of the castle had been the main focus of the 19th century harbour expansion in Caernarvon. In 1852, trains began running from the main line at Bangor to Terminus Station, where the Morrison's supermarket now stands in Caernarvon. So later, the railway was extended via the tunnel under the Y Maze, the square outside the castle. So these tracks provided excellent access to the new basin area. So this dock is called the Victoria Dock. So the Slate Quay continued to handle industrial exports and imports, while Victoria Dock was intended for general trade connected with the town and its hinterland. So this revived the orientation of the 13th century walled town, whose thriving important trade was based on quays at the mouth of Cadnant River to the north. So this body of water is actually not the sea, it's a river. I keep on saying sea, but it's not, it's a river. Now mga friendships, this castle wall that we can see right in front of us is called the Caernarvon's security blanket. So of course, not to be overlooked is the Caernarvon's medieval town walls. So visitors flock here, of course, to see the world-famous fortress. But Caernarvon's story is not complete without including a chapter on its ring of ancient walls. So they were an essential part of King Edward's master plan to create a complete fortress town settled by incomers. So the circuit of walls is studded with 8 towers and 2 gateways, survives almost complete, extending from almost half a mile. The walls threw a security blanket around Edward's new town. The east gate was the main landward entrance to the medieval borough. This is much at the opposite end of the high street by the west or water gate, which could only be approached from the sea in the 13th century. So some of the best preserved sections of wall can be seen just north of the east gate. Though to get a sense of the original atmosphere of the town, we have to take a walk on the quay or along the shady hole in the wall street. The boundary. So basically this side maybe is another, village. And this very nice old building is a St. Mary's Church. But I want to go in actually. Maybe we can go there is a door there on the other end. So obviously this is a Catholic church. This, my friends, is the outside wall of the St. Mary's Church. No, I want to see the inside of the church. And there's a big anchor there. So mga friendships, so that body of water that my husband is walking towards is called the Caernarvon Slate Quay. So over the first 3 decades of the 19th century, new wharves were constructed along the Sion to cater for the growing output of slate and other minerals, mostly to be transported to customers by ships. So for enlargement of the quay, in 1817, a large volume of earth was removed from the bank which once led down to the shore. The high retaining walls took the bank's place. So the arrival of the Nantil Railway in 1826 boosted the slate exports from Caernarvon. Other heavy industries sprouted in the vicinity as well. So the Slate Quay's construction ended the picturesque view of the castle alongside the water which had been enjoyed by the earliest tourists. Right, so the local trade moved to the new Victoria Dock. So this is actually just around the corner of Victoria Dock around 1874, but the slate trade continued here. 5 boys aged 7 to 10 boarded a ship named Breeze here in 1916 and lit a fire in the cabin so they could make tea. They dosed the fire as the ship's owner, John Humphreys, returned. Bread and tea were missing and the boys were later fined. So the Slate Quay's development was managed by Caernarvon Harbour Trust. The trust was formed in 1793 when an Act of Parliament authorized improvement and enlargement of Caernarvon Harbour. Then located chiefly to the west and north of the walled town, the act followed new moorings to be provided at the mouth of the river Sion, south of the castle. Wow! The trust has occupied its purpose-built office building at the Slate Quay since 1840. So today, the Slate Quay is mainly a car park. Okay. Conveniently situated beneath the castle for visitors, old railway tracks embedded in the surface provide a clue to the bustle of the past. Wow. Checking. It's okay. It's victory. It's the victory. So I don't know where they are now, where the boys are. They left me because I'm taking my time. So look at these walls. Big walls. I'll just continue walking. Let's see if I'm going to find them. Looks like in this part, and the boys are very far now. Right, mga friendships, so we are now walking towards the castle. So that is the Caernarfon Castle. It is arguably the greatest of Edward I's Welsh castles that serve as a royal palace and an administrative center for North Wales. The masonry remains are largely as completed in 1330, although portions have been restored in later years. The town wall circuit is also largely complete. Wow. So the Caernarfon Castle and town walls layout. The castle had 7 polygonal towers, 2 twin-towered gates, and 2 turrets, all joined by a massive curtain wall. The town walls were built at the same time.
Ano ba? Kami to sa...
Mga friendships, I've saw that it says no cycling, no clean up and no diving. And then suddenly he saw this man riding a bike. He said, why is there a bike?
I want to eat.
You want to eat again? So, mga friendships, did you know that half a century ago in July 1969, Queen Elizabeth II invested her son Charles as the Prince of Wales in an elaborate ceremony at the Caernarfon Castle. Wow. So according to the legend, Edward I had promised the Welsh a prince who could speak no English and presented them with his infant son. And so began a tradition for English kings to bestow their heir with the title Prince of Wales. So now, mga friendships, we are now in Turf Square. It is centrally positioned within the town of Caernarvon at a popular and highly visible juncture with passing traffic and well-trodden way to the high street and historic part of the town. So it is a vibrant town with a variety of interesting shops that cater for all tastes.
What's that? Oh,
It's a mosaic.
I know what
Oh,
the
the
music is. I
mosaic
just want to
of
ask what this animal is, but I now
The
realize
Blessed
it's
Virgin
peacock.
Mary. And that bird, peacock.